Good evening. Good evening, and welcome to A World Awakening. When the world is upside down and inside out, there is no better solution than to gather a coven of white witches so that we may cast spells and shed light around the planet. So, without further ado, I would like to welcome to A World Awakening the Soulstice Sisters, Dana Stricker, Christina Bowen, and Kathy Fekatic. My dear, sweet, lovely. Oh, God, I love you.
Ditto, Annie.
Love you.
So the last time we were together was at the Ohio State Reformatory in Mansfield, Ohio. And then is when we booked this show, I think, because I as soon as I had an opening, I stuck you right in and I said, October is perfect, because October. Okay, Bill's got the photos. Yay.
That was fast.
And, fantastic. He is magical, like IT, unbelievable producer. And, just being together, all of us there at that event. And Kathy, you moved mountains you made it all look so easy, and you just met every need from everyone. And I know that Dana and Christina agree that you are the soul, the spine, the heart, the brain of, and your wonderful husband, of course, of this incredible event, which I will be returning to next May. But I will see you and embrace all of you soon at the farmhouse over Halloween weekend.
Yes.
And I'll be there. I mean, you could just, you've all got me on speed dial anyway, but speaking of which, I should turn my phone off while I'm thinking of it, because sure as hell somebody will call me if I don't. And then I'll feel like, oh, Annie, that's just so unprofessional of you. Ringtone notification volume off. There we go. Yay. And hello, Heidi. How are you tonight? Oh, Heidi is in for quite a thrill and quite a treat. And Erin is with us. Erin in the house. It's going to be a lovely show, and just full of the light that you bring, all of you bring, and cumulatively what you bring in terms of your energy is blissful to me. I feel like an honorary member of, I even wore my special pentagram earrings.
Oh.
And Christina gave me a beautiful cape with a hood that I am bringing to Rhode Island with me. So there will be more photographs.
Yeah.
In the interim, just each one, start whomever you want, wherever you want. And the witchiness is so exciting. I know it is, Melissa, No kidding. Oh my God, no kidding. Well, here's the thing I think that people don't understand, but that all of us understand, is that energy and consciousness are everything. There is nothing but energy and consciousness. And from these two well springs, or one singular wellspring, all else is created. And so people who like to throw the word witch around, who don't even know what it means and don't understand that all that it is manipulating energy. That's all that it is. And once you have that down to a science, which it really is a science, it looks like magic, but it's not. Magic is science we don't understand. So, Michelle Laporte. Oh my God, I was just.
I'm at her house. Right
Oh,
now.
you are not. You are not.
And Jenny, I am. I have Jenny's new kitten with me that has a neurological disorder. She's a beautiful little kitty cat.
Oh, bless her heart.
Yes.
So why don't you begin and just, talk to our audience around the world, really, about what you do, why you do it, how you do it, to the best of your ability. I know those are difficult,
No
it's
pressure or anything like that.
no. Oh, and by the way, you were born to save the world. No pressure.
No pressure.
Okay, go ahead.
Fantastic. I was born into a family. My mother's side has I'm a psychic medium of the group. I'm the psychic medium of the group. And I was born like that. So I never really I didn't seek it out. It just kind of happened for me. So as far as any type, I'm more of like a totally solitary witch. I am not, if you want to put us into categories, you're not going to see me hanging around with a lot of other people, except for a few.
Yes.
Like
Yes, I see them. They're all in one box. Yeah.
I'm not pointing any fingers at anyone and calling witch, but I'm just very selective because that's how I did my practice. Started when I was quite young because there wasn't guidance. I was doing things by instinct, if that makes sense. Yes. And it got a little weird at my house. There was all kinds of things. I could go on, but there's 3 of us, so I got to talk about me the whole time. But that's what I use my abilities to, I do work with missing persons. I unfortunately have not found people that are still alive. I have worked with more of finding cold case or deceased individuals. I also work as a teacher. I do teach a lot of things regarding spirituality, psychic mediumship, all that kind of stuff, to the best of my ability, because of course nobody's an expert.
Right. Exactly.
So you teach what you feel over what you can point at in a book.
Right. You just pass your gifts along.
Right.
That's
so really I do all kinds of things all at once. You shouldn't make me go first because I feel like I'm But so in a nutshell, I'm a medical health intuitive. I think I've worked on at least 2 of you in this room with that. Yeah. So there's all different kinds of things that add up to my quote unquote witchcraft. If that's what I do, but I'm kind of a lone wolf with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is the safest way to be, really. Because unless you can, hook up with ladies like these 2, that they
weren't around in 1983 or whatever it was. You guys were kind of like not in my scope.
Well, for you're all worth more than your salt and sage, and each one of you is just pure of heart and has incredible healing gifts, of which I have been the recipient. I adore all 3 of you. You just mean the world to me, and what you do together, the power of you together. Individually, you're powerhouses. Collectively, I don't know if there's a word in this language. I really don't. I'll think about that while Christina tells us about her.
Well, I'm Christina Bowen. I am the Green Witch. I work with herbs primarily. I blend teas for a custom purpose, not only just because they taste good, but for the benefits for the body and for the spirit. I learned, much like Dana, I was pretty solitary most of my life, but I did learn at the knees of my great-grandmother. I spent a great deal of time with her when I was young, especially the summers. And of course, they didn't use the term witch. She was a granny woman, a healer. She was a Florida swamp witch, just didn't go by the name, plain and simple. That's what it was. And so that's where my journey began. And after losing her, I was solitary for many, many, many years. I do have a small local coven that I'm doing everything I can to share the knowledge that I do have, that I've learned through the years, and teach the herbal side of it, because I'm so passionate about that. I do want to point out something about how we actually met.
Mm-hmm.
Dana's making light of her skill set.
Yes.
I lost my sight in 2020. Lost it in the right eye first, and 2 weeks later, and that was due to a stroke in the optic nerve. And thanks to a friend that we all know, Greta, she introduced us all and brought us all together. And she said, I've got somebody I want you to talk to. And she connected me with Dana. I started losing the sight in this left eye, and some of the best doctors in the country just couldn't figure out what was going on. They said lightning doesn't strike twice. Dana connected from Wisconsin to Tennessee, and she didn't know me from Adam's house cat. She identified what was going on in this left eye, sent me back to the doctor. I knew exactly where to tell him to look for the problem, and so he could treat me. And I do accredit Dana's ability with saving the vision that I do have. So don't take that lightly, Dana.
I don't take it lightly. Just, yeah, that was quite the introduction, though.
Well,
For sure.
but Reiki is something that I'm very passionate about as well. Mm-hmm. So I want to turn it over to Kathy to talk about Reiki.
Yes.
Well, I'm Kathy Faketic, and I am a Reiki master teacher. And if I were to call myself any type of witch, it would be witchy witch. No, actually,
I like that.
I consider myself to be a white witch because I do a lot with the healing powers with energy, which is Reiki. I started let me step back and go back to my childhood. When I was growing up, I knew I had gifts and I knew there were things that were always going on, but my mom always had she didn't have a logical reason for things, but she always told it was my imagination. I was able to predict things through dreams. I just knew things, that were going to happen. And I knew there was some type of purpose for me, but I didn't know what it was. Honestly, the gifts scared me. They scared me at first because when you're seeing some loved ones that they're going to die soon, when you're a teenager, those aren't good feelings. So I did ask that it be taken away, and it was. But as I got older, I realized what I was missing out on, and that I really did have a journey to take.
Yeah.
So I asked for the gifts back. And in this time, I also met my husband, who is into the paranormal, which I was too, because I grew up in a haunted house. And we took the path of the paranormal and started going to conventions and things. And that's where I met my first Reiki teachers. They were the Mountain Gypsies, and they saw what I had inside of me. And they helped me to grow with that and learn from it and start with Reiki back in 2016. And along with the Mountain Gypsies, I took my Reiki all the way up to Reiki 3. And I also took Mountain Magic 1, 2, and 3, which is basically learning how to work with the gifts of the earth, whether it be the herbs, the stones, the gems, whatever it may be. But it also kind of meshed along with my Reiki.
Yes.
I decided that it was time for me to look for a little bit something different, and I took a refresher course with another Reiki master who is Tina Marie Ronan, and you all know her as well. And she also gave me my master teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love doing Reiki. I love helping people. Bottom line, I like when people are just, not that they're distraught, but they're coming to me and they need help, and I go to the universe and I say, help me to help them, and people get off the table feeling better, because basically what Reiki is it's kind of like a battery charger. That's the best way for me to describe it. If you take a battery charger and you put it on your battery, what are you doing? You're putting energy into that battery to be able to perform. right?
Yes.
So if you're doing Reiki, you're basically going to the universe asking for the energy to channel through you from the universe into that person to charge their battery and make them feel better.
Yeah.
So it's a journey that took me a long time to get, to find, but it's my journey and I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
Yes. Yes, you are indeed. Well, you were also right where you were supposed to be when you showed up in St. Augustine.
Yes.
We didn't think, nobody thought you were going to be able to make it, and you did. And so Bill has informed us that he has some of the photos from our little get together in St. Augustine, which was fabulous. And Terry Rohde and Tracy Watts were there with us too. Yes, we were, all together. That's my favorite one. That
Mine
is
too.
the one.
That's
Yep.
mine.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That was Ohio.
Yep.
Ohio. Yeah. I never saw that picture. That's so great. Oh, that's
We're
great.
hot, man.
Yeah, I know we did. Well, that's because you
We
did
did.
everybody's makeup for him. You're so multi-talented, Miss Stricker.
Oh, she really is.
My God, and
You're one to talk over there.
we can't tell people about 99% of our time together in St. Augustine. We just cannot.
But it was fun.
Yes, it was. It was. And I particularly needed it. I was hitting kind of a low spot. And, energetically, I was in a kind of like every now and then my light dims. And that was during one of those times. And I gravitated right to where I needed to be in order to be rejuvenated. It was an amazing weekend, and I will always be deeply appreciative that we had that time together and were able to bond the way we did.
It was wonderful.
And you know what was really cool about that whole weekend is none of us knew each other really.
No.
We'd never. Rich asked me on the way down. We were heading to actually pick up Dana.
Yeah.
And he said, "So you've met all these people, right?" And I said, "No."
Nope.
He said, "You've lost your mind." I said, "Maybe."
Yeah, because I'm calling and she said, "How about a girls' weekend away?" And I was like, "Well, let me see if I can do that." I was kind of a little hesitant, and then I was like, what the heck? I'm going to go do it. I'm going to go have some fun with just the girls. I don't know any of them, but I'm going to have fun. And we did have fun. Oh my gosh, we were like, we just came together.
Mm-hmm.
I had the best time.
It was.
I was a very good first seeing eye dog.
Yes, Dana was appointed as my guide dog for the weekend. Yep. That was pre-Apollo times.
Yep, it was. Yes,
you talk about multi-talented. You could add that to my.
You got her to the pool without getting her drowned. I think that, that's pretty cool.
I didn't want to brag about that part, but okay.
Yeah.
Well, the thing that I so appreciate about all of you is each one of you has an extremely well-developed sense of humor. And, Dana, my screensaver for you is you holding a thing of coffee sitting in the kitchen at the condo. And what's the name of the coffee, Dana? What's the name of the coffee, Dana?
I might have relatives watching this. I believe it was Wake the Fuck Up.
That was it.
I think that was the name of it. It was like
that was the name.
But I think it was the brand actually. So then there were variations on the Get the Bleep Up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too late. Don't bother with the bleep. You already said fuck. Okay.
I know. Sorry,
my show.
Cousin,
You can
sister,
say
brother,
what you want.
out
That's okay. You know what? I'll bet you they know that word. I bet they
I'm
do.
sure they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna get me in trouble, man.
Well, it does fly when we get together. So
It does tend to. Oh my God, yes. And and here's the coolest thing of all. It wasn't just so long ago that we could not have had this conversation even in a public setting, let alone on what my friend Erin calls the interwebs. Just to throw the word witch around a few hundred years ago got you killed, and there's nobody that's going to burn or drown us for talking about this subject.
It still happens though. Like I
It
still
does.
get people that yell stuff out their
we're
car
both in a
window when I'm
small
at my
town.
mailbox.
Yeah.
It's most of the people in my town obviously know me because there's only 1,700 people, but there's always going to be some portion of that's got to stick it to you a little bit.
Yeah. Well, and you're always going to have your lunatic fringe, and the best thing to do is just.
And you know how mean and horrible I am.
I know you are.
Obviously, I'm hexing everyone outside window.
Yeah, I'll take care of them for you.
Right.
I'll take a screenshot. Okay. Take a screenshot the next time they go by.
We'll talk after the show, Annie.
That's right.
Yes, thank you. Yes, we will.
Don't start any rumors.
The truth is, Lee is shocked.
Lee is shocked. In my town.
And but the thing is, and the truth, and the sad truth of it is that women, predominantly women, are still being persecuted around the world for having that word hurled at them, whether or not they even know what it means. Women are routinely stoned to death and, die in horrible deaths, buried alive because of fear and superstition and them having something that someone else wants. And so the best way to get it is to get rid of them. And the best way to get it is to appeal to the superstitions that are at play in any given culture. And not all cultures have advanced at the same rate for a variety of reasons. And so, we make light of the darkness here, and, we celebrate witches at Halloween and year round, and everybody wants, the pointed hat and the jewels and the this and the that. But all too often, they don't, as I said, don't even understand what it is, how it works, or know anything about the history of that word, and how it is estimated that more than 10 million women worldwide have died because of the use of that label.
It's horrifying in this time.
Yes, it's horrifying. It is. I was just in Scotland, and of course, in Scotland, hundreds of years of persecution. Same is true, all across the UK. Sadly, the first monarch that started persecuting and putting the so-called witches to death was a woman, Elizabeth I. It is, it's a sad and sordid and long history of persecution of women. And, we could go down that rabbit hole if you want to, but it's very dark and deep. Or we can keep it all light and love tonight. And my vote is for the light and love. That's for my vote, because I think that that's what the world needs. You don't have to rip a plant up and examine the roots to tell if the plant is sickly, and so you can treat the plant with light and love and fertilizer and energy and bring it back to life without ripping it from its pot and letting its long, deep roots be exposed. So that metaphor worked pretty well, I think.
It
really
did,
did.
but I've discovered that I think I've probably been surrounded by fertilizer for a majority of my life.
Well, you've raised kids, you know. You've cleaned some
That's why I'm
fertilizer out of
jealous of the
diapers. I
group.
know you have. Mm.
Oh, God.
Mm. Erin, see me drinking my water? She
That's
just
vodka.
We all know, Annie. Don't try.
No.
Don't try.
Yeah,
No. It's really water. It really is. I mean,
I
it
believe
really is.
you.
Peanut. Oh, she's asleep. Forget it. I was
So
going to
you,
get her to
I'm
validate
asleep.
that it's water because some of it went in her bowl before it came in here with me.
I have to ask a question, teacher.
Yeah.
You got to tell me what was up during that Ghost Brothers thing when you were disappeared on everybody and kind of glowed in the
Yeah.
dark, and what was going on? Where did you go?
That was at the farmhouse.
I know, and I'm going there, so I want to know what
That
happened.
That happened at the farmhouse. I was talking to the
Okay.
producers today. I mean, they were just blown away by that whole thing. And
When you blow that up, and if for anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about, which I assume you do because you're watching this, but that picture of you of Annie with the Ghost Brothers, you can see through her.
Yeah.
yes.
That's
It's
very
funny.
interesting. It's so
I
interesting.
get really sick of 3D. And I mean,
Well, don't we
I don't
all?
like
But
it
we all
at
don't
all.
just disperse at will either.
You know, well, I suppose, but you know, I felt it. I sensed a spirit that was standing at the end of the table, and I reached out and greeted that individual and asked to make contact. And apparently we did, because I got sucked into the fourth dimension.
You did.
So I was only
That was so
partially
crazy.
in this world and partially on the other side, which I think is an innate ability that I've always had to hop through dimensions. I mean, I'm up in fifth most of the time with the galactic family, frankly, you know, because I'm just so much happier there. And I can't help it. It's just how I am. It's how I was born. It's what I do. Dana, it's just like you. I mean, you were born into it. Christina, Kathy, we all come by, you know, our proclivities, I think, naturally.
Mhm.
And for me, through my mother. And I can't explain that. But I will tell you that there are several photographs of me floating around the world that I never post because they're so bizarre looking that I don't want to freak people out and scare them away from me. I want to be like the most disarming person
You are.
in
That's
the
the last thing you need to
paranormal,
worry about.
not appearing austere. But there are 3 or 4 photographs that I know of for sure, all of which I have stored in some external hard drive or another, of taken of me on a stage somewhere. One was the Upper Peninsula Michigan Paracon. One was the Star Work Symposium, and there are at least a couple more where you can see in fine detail absolutely everything around me, but I appear like an alabaster statue. Absolutely, completely white, no features, no color, no nothing. Like I'm completely
Just
You're like a
energy.
shadow person, but for light.
Mhm.
made of marble. And it's very startling. But I've never seen anything like what they, caught at the farmhouse. And I was forewarned by the guys when we were in Ohio. And they came to the event and they pulled me aside and they said, our producers showed us 7 minutes. They never do that. They never do. I mean, we don't get to see it until the show comes out. They film, they move on. They film, they move on. Not this time. And they pulled them in and they showed them 7 minutes of what they had captured at the farm. And
Wow.
they said, the guys said it just blew them back in their chairs. And then I said, okay, well, which 7 minutes? I was there. I would like to, help me identify what exactly was going on. And they said, we can't. I'm like, what do you mean you can't? What? So, and I haven't even seen the episode yet because I was in Vulture City, Arizona when it was airing, and I was at a meet and greet. So I have to go dig it up and find the link and go watch the show because I missed it. But I saw the pictures.
So did I.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
It was like, wow.
When I was sighted and started into paranormal, I was a photo analyst. I had been a professional photographer.
Mhm.
And even though I have to blow things up really, really big to see anything now, I sat there and just did my best to tear that image apart, Annie. I can't.
No, I know.
I have seen thousands of images. That was mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah.
You're mind blowing.
Well, I think everybody agrees with that.
All I can say is when I say to someone, I'm out of here, I mean it. Like, bye-bye.
So, at the farmhouse, has anything new gone on since the new person?
Yeah, daily.
Yeah, I was just curious if it changed at all.
Well, yeah, because the energy will shift depending on who owns the house. And Jacqueline Nunez, who is the new owner, she's owned it for about 4 months now, brings a spirituality. She's very metaphysical. Okay. She is perfect to be the owner of that house. The energy in the house has shifted from more masculine to more feminine. The female spirits are coming through in droves. When I was there a few weeks ago, I was with Cody Ray Despian and Satori Hawes, who, if you know about them, they touch each other, they hold each other's arms like this, and the spirits just come right through them. I lived long enough to see something this incredible. And it is absolutely real. I've been with them over and over and over again. Neither one of them, either would rather swallow their tongue whole than ever lie to anybody. And this was something that they've developed together that they stumbled upon quite by accident, although we know there's no such thing, several years ago, just before the pandemic started. And over that course of time, have perfected a methodology that really works. It's a little tedious. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I need oxygen. It takes a little time to get the messages through. Thank you. I saw that, Dana.
Just trying to help.
Blow me those cosmic kisses, baby. The spirits came blasting through while I was there. And we have all of this on film. And first of all, Abigail Arnold came through. And as she was giving us her birth date and her death date, Jacqueline was searching for her on Ancestry.com. And all of a sudden, from behind us, we hear, here she is. In real time. That happened. And we have all of it on film.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then they started blasting through. They started spelling my name. Satori knew they were trying to spell Andrea. So she said Andrea and said, do you have a message for her? The answer was yes. 4 words. We miss your family.
Oh, wow.
That's the kind of energy that you're going to walk into in a couple of weeks.
Cannot wait. I still can't believe it's real that we're actually going to get to be at the farmhouse with you. This is bucket list stuff right here.
That's for sure. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. Just all I can tell you is that you'll never ever forget it, that there is something so mystical and magical and mesmerizing about the energy in that house, that anyone who goes in there and allows themselves to step into its portal, it's a multidimensional universe. It's like everything all in one place. It is sacred space. You are changed. And I don't know if any of you can explain this, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. I know two people from years ago, who have been to the farmhouse. Both of them have physical impairments. One was almost blind and one was almost deaf. And when they went into the house, their senses were restored. And when they left the house, the impairment returned. I cannot explain that. I cannot.
That's insane. Were they able to return?
Mm-hmm.
Have they returned to the property?
Well, both of them have passed now. But yes, it happened. And their impairment didn't return as soon as they walked out of the house. They were both a bit down the road, like, or had left the original property, property.
Mm-hmm.
And then the impairment returned. But
that speaks to the energy there like nothing else.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think it's like stepping into, I don't know. It feels like stepping into heaven for me. Just stepping into heaven, where everything is perfect and whole and healed and beautiful and young and rejuvenated again. And when I leave, I feel like an old hag, not a day over 90, but when I'm there, I feel like a child. So weird.
It is rejuvenating.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I want all three of you to talk about with the group that will be there, and with Jacqueline, who you will adore. I want
I'm
all
excited
of
to meet
you
her.
to feel to sense and then to express what you're sensing in the house, which I think will be fascinating for and help open the third eye of everybody else that is present. So I'm so looking forward to this.
Me too.
I have a question.
Sure.
Animals on the property.
Yeah.
Cats, dogs in the house.
There's one dog named Dottie, and there are a couple of kitties. They stay out in the residence for the most part. There's just what used to be the woodshed has been transformed into a kind of a separate and distinct resident area. But all the rest of the house is open. But there are spirit animals all over the house and all over the property.
Do the animals respond? I'm
Yes.
curious because Apollo, well, he ghost hunts with me.
Yeah.
And Dana, you've seen him do it. Kathy, I don't think you have.
No, but about the time in Ohio, right? It was Ohio, wasn't it?
Well, he did it there as well. He took us immediately to one of the cells where a known murder had occurred. But Dana, I think you've seen him. Sometimes he gets a little bit antsy when spirit comes around. He's becoming more and more comfortable with it. But I'm curious to see how he's going to respond.
I think we know how he responds when weirdness is going on of any sort. We've seen that in action a couple times.
Yeah.
He's very attuned to things that show up before we can see them,
Yep.
to the point where he wigged out and like left us one time, which is not
Oh.
like him at all.
No, because he never leaves my side
Yeah.
unless he just wants to waller Aunt Dana or something, you know. But he took off running and went to the bedroom and would not come back out.
Yeah, he was done. He was like, "You guys can stay down there, ladies. I know what I saw."
Yeah. Well, you know, Peanut's all freaked out today too, and she's being very clingy because I had a very important business meeting today over the phone, and just before it happened, I was just laying on the sofa, just resting my eyes, kind of preparing myself for this extended conversation. And I heard someone walking around in the house, and so did she. And she went rushing toward the front door, like what she heard was outside, but what I heard was inside. And it just really freaked her out. I opened up the front door. I said, "See, honey, everything's fine." But, you know, she saw or heard some activity in the house today that really blew her mind. And she spent the whole rest of the afternoon and evening underneath the sofa, you know, and we took her out and took her for a little ride to go get some fish and chips for dinner. And she came back in the house and the ears went down, and she sees there's something in the house that she's just not really happy about and has freaked her out a little bit. And so she's right here by my side, and she won't go outside. She won't. I'm going to have to pick her up and leash her and force her after the show to go back out. So something freaked her out today. Something did. I'm pretty sure it's my galactic family, although I don't know. But I have asked everybody, you know, please, I don't care if you want to come see me. That's fine. Don't scare my dog. Please don't scare my dog. You know, I want her to be comfortable in her own home.
Yeah.
Right.
And we've had several incidents here where things have happened that have really blown her mind, and it's been difficult for her. And so it's hard because, I mean, she sleeps with me, so she's always with me. And so if I need to have other interactions, I have to be at a time and or a place when she's not with me. And, you know, so I guess the next time we'll see what happens when we go to the farm, and she'll be here with her grandpa. Yeah, I'm just going to tell everybody, keep your cameras handy, because you just don't know, especially with the four of us all being together in the same room at the same time, what's going to shift in that house. No,
We had really cool interactions when we got together in St. Augustine, but I'm anxious to see with the energy at the house and all of our energy together, what does happen. I'm really looking forward to that.
I agree with you. Really excited about that, with all four of us being there and the energy that we all have. I don't know what to expect. I'm excited about it.
Me too.
I think we should expect the unexpected.
That's a safe bet.
As we go, we're gone.
Yeah, that would probably
That'd be great.
We can't do anything that will cause any of Jacqueline's clients, guests that we are hosting to you know, stroke out.
My son would probably be a little upset too if I just ride without him. You know.
So we'll try to keep it under control, and the spirits will assist us. They will.
What was cool in St. Augustine, and I don't know if I don't ever know if we got it on recording at all, but when somebody screamed my name outside of the lighthouse, the woman, and you guys heard it and I didn't, like everybody else heard it but me. And were we recording?
I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and rewatch some of the old videos.
I never heard it. I'm like, I didn't hear anything. You guys are like, what?
Well, we
What?
had disembodied voices there. Your name
Yeah.
was called.
The
Kathy, I think
whistle.
you and I had. It was the other building, the caretaker's building.
Right.
Right. We had stuff going on there, but in the lighthouse too, we were doing an EVP session in one section of it, and behind us, you could hear somebody walking around in the room. And then I think it was you, Dana, where we both saw like a short shadow figure come out of the
That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. That was down in that. There was like a big drum or something up on the step, like that first
Right.
floor area. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then and Christina, you and I were downstairs, and you were actually in contact with somebody that used to work there. You had
Oh, that's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was hanging with Annie.
Yeah.
We were up in that dining room area, and Tracy was up there with oh
Terry.
God. Thank
Tracy
you.
and Terry.
I always want to say Terry and Terry. I'm like, that's not right. And we did the whistle test. I think, remember I said, can you whistle for me? Blah, blah, blah. Then you were all super nice because I'm kind of the more redneck EVP person. She said something brilliant, and all of a sudden the whistle happened. So I'm like, was it me or was it her? And I'm thinking it's probably her. But it was right in the center of the doorway, like he was standing right there.
I remember you all were upstairs and we were downstairs, and you were talking about somebody that worked there, and you had his name.
Brian.
We were downstairs, and Christina, you got that name, and we came upstairs and we were like, hey, we picked up on this worker, and you gave the name, and they had just been talking about him.
Oh.
Yeah.
For that?
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole weekend was just so much fun, and there were so many memories.
Yeah, it
This
was.
one's
It
gonna
really
be
is kind of
super
a
interesting.
mishmash of it's kind of like trying to grasp swirling smoke. You know, I mean, you can
I like
can
that
get,
analogy.
you know, I mean, it really, it was that. I mean, oh God. That was that the night we were all standing in the room and we started to hear heavy breathing in
In the lighthouse.
the lighthouse.
That first room as you go into the
That's
left.
right. You walk in, you take a hard
There
left there, that room.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think
And there
came
were
up on
7 of us in there. And
Yeah.
some lech came through and was, I told him what
It's a
for.
lighthouse.
Remember?
They were sailors. What do you want?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I took care of him. I did.
In true Annie fashion.
I did.
That's all right.
You know, don't be all lecherous with my friends, you know, kick your ass. Kick your spirit ass. I can cross over and take him off at the knees.
That's right. You have proof too.
Yeah,
I
she's got
know.
video and
That
photographic
picture like in your
evidence that she
spiritual
can.
resume.
I
Look
know.
what I can
really,
do, buddy.
I just don't think I would add that to my resume, actually. If I had one.
If I had one, yeah. Right?
I sort of don't need one. I'm not really looking for a job. I feel like the cosmos gave me a job when the moment I was born. And, you know, I finally have lived to fulfill it. So it's been a blessing for me. A blessing. I mean, you know, when I think of all the people, if I hadn't written the books, I wouldn't know any of you.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it follows logically that from that has come all of these associations, all these people that I've met by the thousands and thousands over all these years. And yet, when I see members of my tribe, I recognize you. And I absorbed all 3 of you as if I was SpongeBob. In fact, he ain't got nothing on me. And
SpongeBob.
you know, I just sucked you into my netherworld and my universe, and there's no exit.
I think you'd have
She's
a hard
the
time getting
Hotel
rid of us anyhow.
California people.
Yeah.
Well, you think about how we were all brought together without knowing each other. I mean, we
Mhm.
brought together for a reason, for a purpose. And we, like I said earlier, we were like sisters. We all sat and talked all night long. All night
All
long. We
night long.
could go to sleep.
Giggled and played dress up.
Yep.
Yeah. And we
Because
and
why wouldn't you?
I remember
Yes.
Dana saying we fixed each other's crowns and stuff like that. We did. We got along so well. And I remember when I met you, Annie, you come walking over to me and you put your arms around me and you said, we're going to be friends for a long time, whether you like it or not.
Mhm.
That sounds like you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It was joyful.
I can't
Well,
wait for the farmhouse. I mean, can you imagine? It was like there. What's it going to be like there? Wow.
well, think about this. We all trusted the universe.
Mhm.
We all did. I mean, you all came a lot more of a distance than I did. I just had to drive up from Winter Garden. I mean, it was an hour and a half at the most to get to you. You all came in from other states, far away states, to make that weekend happen. And, I look back on it now and it seems to me that, yes, we all just trusted the universe, that we were all put together. And if you recall, Greta was going to join us, and
Mhm.
she was
Yes.
the one that kind of brought me into the fold and suggested, that we all get together. And then suddenly she wasn't able to come. And
Mhm.
we all felt terrible about that because we love her so dearly. And, if you think it was fun without her, imagine if she was there. But we will do that again. We'll do it next time. We'll do it in Georgia, or we'll do it.
We can do it Witches and Bitches 3 in Georgia.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Savannah.
I'm in Georgia. Did you all know that?
No,
I'm in Savannah.
Savannah.
Yeah.
You're just up the road.
Yeah. We were on we came down to Florida for my daughter's wedding. And then we went on a cruise. We just got off the cruise ship this morning and we drove up to Savannah, Georgia, and here I am. But I love Savannah too. Savannah, we have to come here. All of us.
Savannah's
Couldn't
beautiful.
even imagine what that would be like.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fantastic.
It's a beautiful city.
Yep.
I'll get
it
busy
really
planning
is.
that one now.
There's
Yeah.
Tybee Island too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I love Tybee.
Greta's
Yeah.
mentioned Tybee Island. So-
She's
Yeah. Tybee Island is great. And then there's also Sea Island, St. Simon's Island, Jekyll Island, Cumberland Island. The islands off of the Georgia coast are
beautiful.
absolutely spectacular. So it's not like we have a shortage of places to go and have fun and, haunt the old cemeteries and just, really enjoy ourselves. But Savannah is particularly lovely. And there are several cemeteries there that are actually very famous
We'll
that
have
we
to
could
do a
visit.
ghost tour
Yep. Yep.
and terrorize the poor little host like we did in St. Augustine. Poor guy had no idea what he was walking into.
No idea. Not a clue. Not
I
a
forgot
clue.
about that part.
Oh, he was, but he played well with others. I mean, he
did.
did a really good job
He did. He kept
handling
up.
this crew.
Yeah.
Oh, bless his heart. Bless his heart. Well, I know that all of us are looking clear-eyed at the world.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all doing our level best to infuse, to raise the vibration, to infuse it with our energy to the best of our ability, each one of us individually and, cumulatively. And I've always said that when you focus your intention on what is the highest good for all is when it is most powerful. So one of the things that I wanted to ask you, because we all have a different path and we all have different techniques. And what I wanted to ask you each is if you meditate, if you know, and I know the answers to these questions, but for guidance and support of our viewers who are on their path to spiritual ascension, and anybody chime in, and we'll just have a conversation like we were sitting on the porch in St. Augustine. What do you recommend for people? See what you say resonates with those that are watching, and can take some guidance and encouragement and support from having the four of us together. We're four very unique, distinct individuals, but we all are working toward the greatest good, and reverential of the highest power. And so how do each one of you deal with the trials, the tribulations, the obstacles? How do you get centered? Where do you go? Is it inner sanctum? Is it elsewhere? How do each one of you contribute to the healing that we're attempting to impart and put out into the world?
I'll go ahead and start. If there's times when the universe will call and say, there's the need out there. You need to send energy. And I'm learning more and more when I hear that call. So what I do is I actually go to a quiet place in my house or wherever I am. I go to a quiet location and I go into like a meditation. And I do like to use headphones when I do meditation with soothing meditative type of music, whether it be with the music bowls or whatever soothes you inside. I mean, everybody has their own personal choice for meditation music. And I reach to the universe to first build up all of my Reiki energy, okay? Because that's how I do Reiki. So when I get all of that energy and I can feel it flowing from my feet all the way into the palms of my hand, then I'm pushing that out as much as I can in the direction that I feel that it's needed. So that's one of the techniques I use. And it seems to work pretty good.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For me,
You're beautiful.
She is. Aren't my sisters beautiful? They're gorgeous.
All my sisters.
I love them all.
Beautiful.
Where I work with herbs, oils, the actual energies of the earth. And I'm fortunate I'm able to have an altar room in my home where things are, it's just, the energy is just very calming when I need a break from reality or the world. That's where I go to recharge. And I will pull out whatever herbs I'm being called to. I call it an active prayer. I know non-witches sometimes get a little upset with the cauldrons and the smoke and all of that. But for me, it's active prayer. And when I burn the herbs and release the smoke, it sends the prayers, the intentions, the manifestations up and out. And you can visually watch it go. It's beautiful. Yeah. But for me, that's what I do.
It is beautiful. I like that.
Yeah. And then comes Dana.
Here we go.
I'm a little different.
No, really?
I'm like, come on, what a question. I think how I'm going to answer this is because I had to learn by myself, so to speak, aside from some familial things that I learned. It wasn't like Christina's type, but it's a long story anyway. I think the biggest thing is stay in your own power. You don't need to be Christina. You don't need to be Dana. You don't need to be Annie. You don't need to be Kathy. You need to be in your power, because that's where you're going to be strong.
Yes.
That doesn't mean you should necessarily, if you want guidance and to learn more things, then take the online classes, then buy the books that so-and-so have read, and they are now a psychic medium or they're a root worker. It takes more than that. You
It
have
does.
to stay in your power of
Yes.
what works for you. If you're trying to learn a tarot deck from the little book that comes with it, you're not going to succeed, because you're using somebody else's interpretation of that deck. That's just probably a very bad example of what I'm trying to say.
No,
But
No,
I
it's
think
using
don't
tools.
sell yourself out because someone else looks witchier than you, or uses crystals and you don't, or does this and you don't, or does that. Don't, just stay in what you do, and that's where you are. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Does that make sense?
yes,
It does.
it's being centered in your own moral
Don't try to
compass
be
in a
everybody
certain way.
else's. You
Yeah,
can
you
be
can't.
cool on your own without having to adopt a famous persona, or to be like some mean
Mhm.
witch person. Or it's weird to me that people want to be something than the other than what they are already. Stay in
Well,
your practice.
and,
That's where
and
you're going to
so,
help people most, is by being best to yourself.
right, being your authentic self,
Right.
your, your mystical, esoteric,
Mhm.
metaphysical,
And I'm not
intuitive,
as flowery and
empathetic
well
self.
spoken about it, because that wasn't part of my stuff. So
Yeah.
like, for instance, for me, I hear other people speak to spirits because I'm a psychic medium, obviously. Other people talk and I hear them report back, and these people are talking not like any people I've ever heard talk. I mean, people come up and be, like, hey, where's my mom, or whatever. I mean, there's not a change in that aspect. So it's hard for me to relate to some people that are a little bit above that. And I think they probably are talking to different people than I am. I'm kind of down in the human area.
Well, I think a lot of people forget that just because you're not in this plane anymore doesn't mean you're suddenly unicorns and rainbows. Whatever you are here is what and who you are there. So if you were a jerk here,
You're a
you're
jerk
going to be
there.
a jerk there. If you were funny and cut up and sarcastic, and then that's what you're going to be, and that's how you're going to communicate.
Yeah.
The way you communicate is still going to have your personality, your stamp on it.
Because otherwise, if you're trying to talk to somebody and using somebody else's voice, they're not going to know it's you, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I called you and talked like, I don't know, Eddie Munster or something, you're not going to know that's me. Why would I haunt like that?
You be careful. I know Eddie Munster.
I figured you probably did. I knew as soon as it was
Okay,
out
so
of
you
my
just
mouth.
be
It
careful
was a
what you say, because Butch
I couldn't
Patrick
think of a
was my
guy. I don't
first
know.
crush. So just be careful.
Sorry. But you know what I'm saying. You have to stay in your own,
Red
your
light.
lane, man.
Yeah, and Dana, I agree with you 100% on that. And I like what you said, Christina, about if you're a nice person in life, you're going to be that way afterwards, or if you're mean, you're a jerk, you're going to be a jerk afterwards. I agree with those things 100%. But staying in your own lane, so to speak, and staying within your gift. One of the things that I have learned with my gifts and everything, I can read from the books all I want,
Mm-hmm.
but I do it the way that I'm told to do it,
There you go.
not by what I read.
That's
So
what I'm getting at right there.
when I'm doing Reiki, I don't do it like everybody else.
No.
I do it by the way they are telling me to do it. And I do a mixture of a lot of different things. I got my mountain magic in there, and I also have all of my Reiki in there. And I do my own little things. Sometimes it's like, okay, I say it's my own little thing. It's what they're telling me to do. Like when I'm so if you're not focused on what your gift is and expanding on that, and you're reaching over here, reaching over here, you want to be this person, you want to be that person, you're not being true to yourself, and you're not
Exactly.
going down that path that you're supposed to go to and expanding your gifts to the fullest. That's how I feel.
Just to the people in your own home. Like, you don't even have to practice outside your own home.
Exactly.
You can do that just with your family. It's just to help. It's not to harm anybody.
Mm-mm.
Right.
I do it on
So
plants. I have this poor plant that I torture.
We're back to the
Truth comes
exposed
out.
roots of the plants.
The truth. Yeah, you started it, Andrea.
I know.
Rock, I got it 10 years ago. It was a gift to me when I started my job I just retired from. And the thing will be almost dead. There might be one little shamrock on it, and I get my hands around it and fertilize the ground and give it the energy that it needs to be able to have the healthy roots to go to the top. And then I go to the top and I go through this, and then the next thing you know, in a couple of weeks, it's flourishing. And then the poor thing goes through that processing.
Consistency may be an issue here.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. All
Water
right.
on a
Note to
regular
self,
basis.
the only plant that thrives on neglect is cactus. That's it.
That's what I
You
need.
can't
I
just
even
love it
managed to kill those.
occasionally.
So I killed 2 cactuses.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
They were beautiful.
Only
They
you,
had a wee
Dana,
flower
only
on them, and
you.
then I don't know what I did. I think I might have overwatered them.
I
And
went
you're
through a
not
stage where
supposed
I
to
think
water
I
them.
I could kill soap plants for a while there. That's a gift. That is a gift.
That is a gift. That really is. Okay, well, I will tell you how I try to make a difference in the world.
Yes.
And I do set aside time every day. And it's a little unconventional. It's my own path, it's my own thing. And it's been that way forever, as far back as I can remember. But I get very quiet, which is hard for me because really, I even talk in my sleep. So it's hard, but I kind of go to the inner sanctum, to this place. And I do it when I get downloads. When the frequency changes, I feel like my head's just been put in a fishbowl. And I used to fight it because I was busy. And so when it would happen, that boom, and then silence, and then, the different vibrations would come in. I used to fight it and just, no, I'm busy right now. I'm busy. Same thing I used to do with the spirits at the house. Come back later. I'm doing my homework, and then all of a sudden the pencils go flying off my desk. Like, don't throw us out. They were there to help.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it. I was a kid. But I go in those moments to that deep place of knowing within myself. And now when I get a download, wherever I am, I stop what I'm doing. Absolutely stop what I'm doing. And just let my shoulders relax and tilt my head back and just take it in here and here and here. And breathe through it and just allow it to absorb, knowing that I don't know what the message is, and accepting it anyway, because I know it's benevolent. I know it is for my highest purpose and greater good. And I know that it's being compartmentalized and stored somewhere in the back. And at some point when necessary, it will come through. It will come through. It will manifest in the form of words or deeds. What I have just absorbed, learned, processed back here comes here. And I never know when that's going to be. Sometimes the downloads are significantly longer than other times. One time I got one that lasted for 6 days.
Oh, wow.
And I know. And I had to learn to hear through it. And then it was gone. It just like shut off like a switch. It was just gone. And it was massive. It was just massive. But that was part of my paradigm shift. It was about 5-6 years ago when this happened. And so naturally in that instance, I wasn't able to just suspend all motion. And, I just had to, after a while, by the third hour, I was like, all right, this is different. And so I went on about my business and just let it just keep coming and keep coming. And 6 days later, it subsided. That was the longest one ever.
I can't even imagine that.
I will, and I know that there's somebody out there that will criticize me for this, but I meditate 10 minutes at a time.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I go off planet 10 minutes at a time, one cigarette at a time outside. I step away from the computer or step away from whatever I'm cooking or step away from whatever I'm writing at the kitchen table or step away from whatever I'm watching in the parlor. Whatever I'm doing, I step away. I go outside with the dink. Still sound asleep. For 10 minutes at a time. And I get lost. I look up into the sky. I praise the galactic family and I humbly thank them for coming. I tell them that I'm completely open to whatever message they wish to impart. And so for that 10, 12 minutes at a time, I am in another place, in another realm, in another mindset, like totally connected to heart chakra. From the neck up, I might as well not have anything going on at all because it's all right here for me. And you have all seen that. You have seen that kind of glazed over look in my eyes when I'm just elsewhere. And elsewhere is 5D for me. And it has been for many decades of my life since I was 13. So 51 years ago is when I had my first conscious cosmic contact. And that changed everything for me. And that's what opened up all these other gifts. I didn't develop a method of opening the third eye of people. It was given to me. And then one day it just spontaneously happened. And the person that I did it for got dizzy and started going over. So I knew to stabilize that individual and hold her up until that part of it subsided, and held her in my arms, took her pain away, released her, lightened her load. That was not a preconceived notion. I swear to God. I swear on my sister's life. It was not. It was just boom. There it was. It was just given to me. And a gift given must be extended to others. So that's my whole entire regimen, is energizing and preparing myself to be able to impart those gifts to others, including introducing them to spirit, introducing them to the galactic family. Then that's what gets me up every morning, other than Peanut pouncing on me, telling me she has to sleep. That's it.
Cool.
Yeah.
But it's very organic for you. So it's not something that you would have ever been able to learn from somebody else, which is what I was getting at. You got to do what works, like what comes to you, be it your own comfort level or something coming from outside to you. So you're getting information sort of kind of the same way I would get information. Sort of.
But the outside and the inside are one and the same thing.
I get you.
Mhm.
You know, it is. I know that doesn't make sense. There are people that are watching this right now that go, well, that seems counterintuitive,
Nah,
but it's really
No.
not, because if everything is consciousness and energy, then everything is one thing. And when you step into the unified field of consciousness, then there is no line of demarcation. There is no distinguishing this from that, because all is one.
Well, what you're doing, you're connecting your body, mind, and spirit all together in one place.
Yes.
And that's healing to you and to everybody that comes in contact with you, receiving your
Thank you.
messages.
Yes.
Being able to connect that and share it with other people is a huge gift. But you're right, Danny. You have to accept your gifts and develop them. And when they come, they can be terrifying until you figure out what's going on. For me, when things started happening, I mean, thankfully, I had a wonderful mentor for many, many years of my young life. But when I lost her, I was on my own. So when things would happen, I didn't know who to turn to. And the internet was not available. That was
because it didn't exist yet.
didn't exist. Yeah. Yes, I'm that old.
Me too.
But being able to connect to people like all of you people, and it's, I don't know, when my energy connects with other energy, I'm learning to welcome what is mine, to block what is not meant for me or is not healthy for me.
Yeah.
And try to have positive impact when I can.
Yeah.
And honestly, being able to come right out in public, online or wherever, and say that I am a practicing witch, that could be healing for other people.
It
Very
is.
true.
They don't have that freedom. And knowing that others do can help them get through it. I mean, Dana, you're in a small town. I'm in a small town. Not exactly very welcoming. So we need to welcome each other when we can and where we can.
That's right.
Most of my town's okay with me. It's just a handful.
Well, we can hex the fuck out of them. I'm telling you, all I need is screenshots. No, that's a real problem.
Not worth the
with
karmic
being
mess
a
that'll
white
leave
witch.
you.
You know, you can't cast darkness. It's just not
That's
even
right.
possible. It's just not. I mean, we can joke about it, but
Mhm.
you know, I just
Prove
saved a
it.
baby
Prove it.
lizard before the show started. Honest to God, I'm walking into the kitchen to go get a bottle of water, and there's this little tiny lizard. He's crawling up the wall. I wouldn't have even seen him unless Peanut noticed him, except she wanted him for like a dessert after
Snack.
dinner. And so, you know, the mother of invention, I had a glass that was sitting where it didn't belong on the wet bar on the way into the kitchen, and it had about that much lemonade in it. So I just grabbed the glass, down to the rest of the lemonade, which was like 2 days old. That's going to sit real well. And then just took the glass and put it up against the lizard until he ran down into the glass. And then I covered the glass. And then I walked outside, and Peanut's like, "What are you doing? That was my toy." And, you know, no. And,
This
you know,
place is like a prison, man.
I know. You know, so I put the glass outside and let him scoot off to, you know, go live a happy lizard life. You know, I can't hurt anything much as I want to. You know, when that asshole that drives in front of my house every day with holes in his muffler, when he rounds the corner on Dead Man's Curve and I want him to go right up that pole and I say so, or say the next time I'm throwing the spikes on the road, you son of a bitch, you know, and you know, I don't mean that, because he would have already been wrapped around the pole if I did.
I don't mean that.
Oh God.
God, remember
I
to
know.
stay on your good side.
For real.
Okay, a car that's so loud that it shakes my sternum as it passes. Let there be a special hell for him to burn in.
I live by a very small airport in my little tiny town, and we get a lot of big planes and helicopters. So my whole house shakes
Yeah.
when we have
noise
some of these.
pollution.
They're ginormous helicopters go over the house. So it's like, feel like you're in the center of a battlefield.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I know.
Probably looking for UFOs, right?
Yeah, well, did I tell you what happened to me in Scotland?
No.
I think
No.
all of you should come to England with me next year to Stonehenge.
I've been to Stonehenge once, many years ago. Stonehenge. Yeah.
Because really, don't be surprised if a crop circle drops while I'm there.
That's where I saw my first one. It was back in the 80s on the way to Corfe Castle. I'll never forget it. Yep.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Do they have more sightings than we do over here?
No, I wouldn't say so. Although Wiltshire County is certainly the hot spot for crop circles. There's no question about that. But no, when I was in, when I was in Scotland, I guess it's safe to say that we were followed because we were making, one stop after another. 3 days out of the 10 that we were there, Black Hawk helicopters, 3 of them, came right over our tour bus and our heads while I was doing my thing that I do. And, I don't think that they were necessarily following me per se. I think that where we went and with what I was doing, it was stirring up a lot of activity, and they were probably seeing it on the radar. And, there they go to try to find out what's going on. And there's that same tour bus with that same lady with her hands in the air. And so, but I don't think that they were following me specifically, although I could be wrong about that. But the next to the last day, we were way, way out in the countryside at an ancient chapel in an area that's known for having a great deal of supernatural activity, especially down in the knoll and the glen where you can't get a photograph. Everything's upside down or inverse, you're literally stepping into another dimension. And while we were up there, an armored vehicle with one driver came flying up this extremely narrow lane and spun around in the church parking lot and then took off like a bat out of hell. And one of the tourists with our group said, Andrea, what the hell would you call that? And I said, intimidation tactics. They know what we're doing, and they know that we're here, and they're so much more open to these kinds of energies than we are in this country. Although I think that we're evolving rather rapidly. I think that people are getting it more and more, and starting to understand that when we unfold and wrap our what the hell was that?
Uh-oh.
What you see?
I don't know. I something just lifted up. Oh my God. This is just paperwork from my attorney, and something just lifted it right off my desk and then dropped it back down. I'll call him tomorrow. I'm doing a show here right now. Oh my God. Pushy bastard.
While I have you here, I'm just going to lift this paper up so you remember.
While
I have you sitting here.
This is not the time for me to multitask.
That was funny.
It's like 8 pages or 10 pages. It's not thin and light. It's not like the fan blew it. You know what I mean? just lifted right up and went right back down. Like, here, pay attention to this later.
She cannot multitask at this time.
Send it to voicemail.
Right?
I don't know. There's no explaining my life. It's just nuts. It's so weird.
I'm going to watch more closely in the background now, this rest of this broadcast.
Oh, well, people tell me all the time they see little things flying around. They see lights sparking, shadow figures hanging over me. That would be April. My sister, shows up pretty regularly. She really likes doing the show. I don't know why Peanut's sleeping right through the show, because usually by this time of the show, anybody will tell you she's in my lap, sucking the lip lard off of my face and telling Mr. DeMille she's ready for her close-up.
Yeah.
That whole lip lard thing, that is not a Wisconsin term, but boy, do I use it up here. Thank you, Greta Reifert, for that one.
I love that.
I've never heard that before she said that to me. Lip lard.
You know who taught that to me? Greta.
That's what I just said. Yeah, she taught me that too. It's all her fault.
God.
I won't share publicly what I stole from Greta.
Oh, no, dude. I know she's watching.
For fuck's sake. Yeah.
Oh, yes, I know. Oh, I know. I get FFS all the time. And I
literally hear her voice say it every single time.
Yeah, I know. It's, oh my God, she's so great, isn't she?
It's between that and for me, it's wow. Like I'll tell this big story, I'll send this big thing, and I'll get this wow.
Wow.
Oh, God.
That'll keep you humble.
I gotta show you. It's gonna. She's gonna be howling and falling.
She just
off
commented, "Oh my God, wow!" She just
her sofa. She's either gonna be falling out of her desk chair, or she's gonna be like, "Oh, Annie," But I can't help it. I just can't. I have to show you this. Uh-oh. This is my. Can you see that? I'm gonna hold it.
It's cute.
Greta the Great. Coffee with an owl's face in it. Yeah. Isn't that adorable?
I didn't even see Greta's name.
Isn't that adorable?
It is.
And I'll show you her other line. I hope the number didn't show, because otherwise her phone's going to be ringing off.
Can't blame me. I was just here listening.
I know. I know. I have to show you the other one. It's so cool. It's my favorite. Okay, I'm going to cover the number. All right, I'm covering the number.
He's covering the number. Can't see it. Oh, I can. I know what picture that is.
Covering the number.
Describe it. Somebody tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
It's really easy to forget.
I can't do a close up.
It's really easy to forget. Yeah, I forget all the time, don't I?
All right.
She does.
No, I forget all.
I forgot you're blind. Yeah.
I'm like waiting for her to get in the driver's seat. Like, oh, that's right.
Let her take the selfie picture with us.
I didn't send that one. When we're all standing there in the kitchen to take the selfie, right? I am the shortest person in the room. There's our Peanut.
That was great.
I put my phone up and get a selfie, and my forehead is in the picture. That was about it.
Yeah. Because I know. I remember the night,
it was a little vertically challenged.
You're the one in charge of taking a selfie of the seven of us. Yeah. That was just brilliant. We're like, okay, up higher. Okay, a little to the side. Okay, all right, push the button. Oh, what do you mean you can't see
Gorgeous
the button?
Picture of Christina's forehead.
Thankfully, I had recently had Botox, so.
At least it wasn't frowning at you when you got your back.
Oh gosh.
God, here. Okay.
That was
funny. My shoulder and rest comfortably, honey.
Oh.
Okay. This is my baby. This is my sweet baby. Oh my God. I know you can't do this with Apollo. What's he weigh? 85 pounds now?
110.
110.
Oh.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. When you're freezing in a hotel room,
Mhm.
Come here, big boy.
he feels pretty darn good when he comes and lays by you.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah, you
Come here,
guys
big
are
boy.
so screwed with the cold. I mean, you got Arctic weather coming your way.
I know
Arctic.
it snowed yesterday.
I know.
Oh,
Just a
Well,
little
God.
that's what you
bit.
get for living in the frozen tundra. It was 90
Didn't
degrees
choose
here
it. My
today.
mom and dad came here. This is where I grew up. I didn't choose that. It chose
Well,
me.
Okay,
I love
yeah.
my state. I really do love my state.
Okay.
Well, because y'all
Wisconsin's the
make
best.
casseroles up there.
Yeah, I'm making
Hi,
casseroles
Look
when I
who it
come on
is.
their
Look at
trip.
the puppies. Look at the puppies.
I'm being attacked. They're jealous. They all want screen time.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
This is
Do you see
Pete.
those doggies? Do you see those doggies? Do you see them? And who's going to sing? And the peanut butter box is here. Peanut butter box is here.
The cat's just like, listen,
Listen,
I'm not going to put up with any of this. I'm just going to hang out.
stupid dogs. I know how cats are. They just look
She-
at with disdain.
She's so cool.
With disdain, they look at the dogs. Like, oh, I how dare you even like be in my presence? I know. Aren't they the most incredible magical creatures? They truly
really are. I'm sitting here reading all the comments come up, and Greta Reefer just called me Hot Dish Dana.
Nice. That's nice. I didn't know there was going to be girl on girl action tonight in the show, but
I think let's just keep it an R rating.
oh yeah,
Don't
like
go to
St. Augustine, like that kind of thing.
Greta
Yeah.
just said Kathy's afraid to say much. I just think she can't get a word in. That's what
Can't
I
get a word in. Okay, we're gonna give Kathy a chance to talk now.
We're gonna give you the floor.
Oh, wonderful. Let's see. The only pet I have with me is my husband. And he won't come in front of the camera.
We'll
Why
let you
not?
put him
You
on
know
your
I
lap.
love him.
But he does take the lip liner off.
I'm not going to ask how. I'm not.
I'm not telling.
Probably would lose that R rating.
Yes, we would.
Instantly. Yes. Instantly. Well, I blame Bill for all of this. My executive producer, my KGRA manager, he dared to give me a show. And then look what we do with it. Look what we do with it. He calls me up. I want you to come to the network and do a show. I'm like, be careful what you ask for surely you will get it. Yeah, he's great. Puts up with all my nonsense. So, Kathy, what's in store for the Ohio State Reformatory next May, dear?
Next May, that's the ParasiteCon 4. It is
That's
May
right.
19th,
Well, talk it up.
May 19th through May 21st. It's going to be bigger and better than last year.
Excellent.
And of course, Andrea and the Soulstice Sisters will all be there. I unfortunately won't be able to be at the table because I help run it. So I have to work.
Your thing.
We do,
Yeah.
It's a little thing.
We what did we sell out of? Oh, yeah, that's right. It's like, boy, I'm duh. Vendor applications, when we advertised them, we sold them out like immediately gone. A lot of the people that weren't there last year didn't get in this year because like I said, it's getting bigger and better. So we've got probably about 30 vendors on a wait list right now. So we're looking at options. One of the things I'm going to announce too is that I accepted the position as the paranormal program manager for the Ohio State Reformatory, and I'll be beginning that in November. So while I'm out there, we're going to kind of scope out the area a little bit, and if we have to, we may have to move into the east cell block, but Just not sure it's going to work, but wouldn't that be amazing to have it down both sides like that, as well as the central guard room in the east diagonal?
Mhm.
So, and hey, Greg, how many celebrities do we have right now? We have 9. I had to count his fingers. We have 9 celebrities signed up already, and we have some great speakers. So you got to come on out. You don't pay for the event itself to go to the Parapsychon, but you do have to pay $25 to get into the Ohio State Reformatory. That's what they charge for admission into the building. So you get to tour the whole building. Plus, you get to come to the Parapsychon and see over 90 vendors that are selling crystals, pendulums, healings, psychics, with readings, and you get to meet great celebrities like we'll also have different speakers talking at different times. So it's just going to be an awesome event. It was awesome this year. It's going to be better next year.
It was great.
So
Yeah, especially that tornado that cut right through Mansfield.
That's right.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, It did. I forgot about it too.
Could we have been in a more secure building? I've never seen a building with walls that thick. And I've never been in a building that big. And I just went to Edinburgh Castle. And Edinburgh Castle is not as big as the Ohio State Reformatory.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Greg always says when the zombie apocalypse happens, that's where we're going.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
So that's a great place. Like you said, the brick, and it's big, and it has the barbed wire on the outside. We'll be safe.
Yeah, we'll be safe. Yeah, okay. Just note to self, barbed wire versus tornadoes.
Zombies.
The wire's gonna lose all the time. Maybe
But
the zombies are already dead, honey.
Yeah.
So, they can bleed all
Zombie
they want.
apocalypse.
It's just, that's not going to do it. But
you
know what?
We got the towers to take them out.
Yes,
That's true. That's true.
Just my baby.
What was that?
I'm kissing Peanut Toes right now. She's her
Only
little
you
feet
could
tremble
say that, and I
so
can
cute
take
that I
it
have to
seriously.
put them together and kiss them. Because the best of just the cutest baby. Oh my God, I fell for a chihuahua. I can't believe it. I just can't believe that this has happened. No, you know what? I was up with Adam Barry, who I adore. And we were in the warden's apartment, or, it was an apartment. It was as big as, a mini mansion up in just that part of the facility. And somebody had very kindly, it was hot as hell. And up on that floor, I guess we were up on the 4th floor, maybe
Third floor.
4th or 5th.
Third.
Okay. Okay. And it was just so huge, and it was hot. And somebody kindly brought a nice cold Coca-Cola to me. And you know how the bottles are shaped, so that kind of the form of a woman. So I had my hand, wrapped around what would be the waist cinch. And all of a sudden, and I'm just talking to Adam, and, we're talking, everybody's coming into the room and gathering around the sides, and we're going to start the investigation. And something just came along and ripped that Coke out of my hand and threw it 30 feet across the room.
Oh, wow.
Just ripped it out of my hand and cast it across the floor. It hadn't even been opened. I was just reaching up to open the top. And this is what I love about para people. The woman on the other side of the room that picked it up and started walking toward me with it to give it back to me, very deadpan, said, "You probably don't want to drink this yet." Unless you want to shower, right? Yeah.
It's that, or can you do it again?
Yeah, or can you do it again?
Yeah, can you do it again?
Yeah. And Adam, he's like, "No fucking way did that just happen. That did not just happen." I'm like, "Did you see it happen, Adam?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Then it happened." I mean, it literally, I was holding it tight so that I could unscrew the top. Gone right out of my hand.
And
Yeah.
where was that at?
Up in the warden's quarters.
Mhm.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Administration
I know.
building, third floor. You're
That's it.
probably on the east
Mhm.
side. Yep. Administration
Yep.
building. Yep.
Yeah.
There's a lot of activity at the Ohio State Reformatory. I mean, there's so many things that have happened just in that area that you're talking about, Andrea. But I mean, anybody that's listening, if even if you can't make it to the Parapsychon, you got to come out to the Ohio State Reformatory.
I
It is
agree.
an awesome place. And even if you don't like paranormal stuff,
You don't
the
have to.
building, the architecture,
the
work
history
is
and
amazing, and the history and the movies that have been filmed there.
Yeah.
You know,
Including the
Shawshank Redemption
Shawshank
was filmed
Redemption.
there.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just an amazing place. It draws you in. It really does.
Yeah.
Like the
it
first
really
time I was
does.
there, I was like, I just want to be here all the time. So I started volunteering, and that was back in 2013.
Mhm.
First time I investigated there was 2004, though.
Wow.
Mhm.
you do
Yeah.
have a lot of history with the building.
That may
Yeah,
have
I do.
been when I investigated it the first time, but Kathy was back when you did. It was a long time ago. First time I was there.
Mhm.
I think
Well,
Rowan
Dana,
might have
you
been
saw.
3,
Oh,
2
wow.
when I went. So it was right when you went, ish.
Wow. Okay.
Spooky connection. We were probably there at the same time. I'm kidding. But yeah, it would have been
Preparing
the
to
same.
cross.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you saw the apparition of the lady.
Mm-hmm.
Where was that? Was
My
that the
friend-
steps?
That was on the steps coming out of, like, heading toward administration
Mm-hmm.
up that hallway.
You were getting. Yeah, I think you were getting ready to go up the steps to
I
the central
was.
guard room.
And she
Mhm.
was like there. She was as
Mhm.
surprised to see me as I was her.
Mm-hmm.
What was she wearing? Period.
Jackie
year?
Onassis, like that style suit, but it was the I remember the material very distinctly. It was almost like a waffle pattern on it, but it was like tweed looking and had like different colored dots with like the, you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was very fast. It's bizarre. But it's funny you're talking about this because I just did an event last weekend, and my friend who had been to Ohio years ago has an EVP from the quarters, the living
Oh,
quarters when she was shot or the gun fell. They have
Second
a
floor
scream,
administration.
they have a gunshot and a scream to follow right on it. And I told her to send it to me so I can send it to you. They have the
okay,
gunshot and then a
we would love to
scream,
have
like
that.
a blood curdling scream. Yeah, my friend has it, and she played it at the event and said this is the best EVT. And I've been with her for a long time, didn't know she had this. I was like, where is that? It was like, Ohio. Oh my God. Yeah, and it was that story or whatever, almost verifying.
It was validating.
But it seems like somebody came in, she screamed, or she was shot and then screamed. I don't know. I don't know how much I buy the hat box falling off the dresser.
Well, I think she was reaching up into the closet, and that something fell, that it caused the gun to fall down, whether it was in a hot hat box or on top of it, because.
Well, I wanted you to hear this thing. It was really weird.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to hear it. So, but yeah, there's a lot of different really cool things that happen at Mansfield. As a matter of fact, my husband, Greg, he's a skeptic. And the biggest reason why he's a skeptic is because he was a police officer. So you pretty much, you have to have facts. That's the way he's been trained. So unless he has facts, he's not going to say, oh yeah, that's definitely paranormal. Yeah, that's a ghost or whatever. So it's been really cool with him being at OSR because he saw his first shadow figure there. and he saw his first apparition. And he's never seen that before. And I think it was just a couple of years ago. He was sitting up in the area where you were, Andrea, and he was sitting on the stage. I think you were sitting on the stage.
I was sitting on the stage too when that happened. Yep.
Yeah, he was sitting on the stage, and then directly ahead of you, you had the doorway to the steps there.
Yes.
He saw somebody coming up those steps, with a shadow figure, come up those steps, come to the top, and then walk down the hallway. And he was like, did I really just see that? And he thought that his eyes was playing tricks and everything, but now he finally admits, yep, it was a shadow figure. Now, and here not too long ago, he was down in solitary confinement. I'm just not.
I couldn't go there.
Yeah, there's something
That's
I
where
don't like
Apollo
about in
took off.
solitary confinement. But he was giving a tour, and he came just around where the cell blocks were. And as he was walking by, he saw somebody standing in the cell. And of course, he immediately thought, well, that's just my mind, my eyes playing tricks on me. So he kept walking, and he turned around. The lady behind him was crying. And he said, what's wrong? And she goes, I just saw somebody standing in that cell. So it validated what he saw. So he admits now he saw an apparition. So.
I will admit that I needed to escape out of that building frequently. I spent probably a third of the time that I was there outside talking to people in that little back courtyard area, just so that I could get away from the energy in that building. I found it certainly fascinating, but incredibly sad and disturbing and oppressive energy. And that seems so counterintuitive because the building is so huge, so spacious, but it just felt like it was caving in on me at times. Do you know what I mean? It just like so much.
There was so much sadness inside the walls.
Yeah.
There was so much emotion that went on there, all kinds of emotion. And you had a lot of suicides there, a lot of desperation. You had a lot of suicide.
That was the word I was looking for.
And things like that. So, especially in the Cell Block area, that's the way I feel. Now, if you go up to the chapel, I don't know if you've been in the chapel at all. To me, the chapel is the most comforting feeling in the whole building. The whole energy, no matter which way you go into the chapel, you just walk in and you go, oh.
It's lighter.
It feels comforting almost. And that's what a chapel's supposed to feel like. So which is kind of cool that you can actually distinguish those different feelings there.
Yeah.
Now on the third floor, I believe is where you were, Annie. And the whole third floor, I think, is the most haunted in the whole administration area. And so a lot of people think that there's a lot of bad stuff on the third floor because people do get scratched up there. I've never had a bad feeling up there, like there's something evil. Sometimes this is my theory, sometimes I think when they're trying to get your attention, they try too hard and they scratch you. Yeah. That's one of my theories. I do think, too, that you have the residual hauntings that go on, too. And if somebody was being shanked or what have you, that, maybe that's a possibility. But me personally, I haven't had an evil feeling up there. Dana, though, I think you may have felt differently about that area. Do I remember that correctly? There was one area where you did not like it.
That I believe was the place.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure that was it. But, I have to go on. I'm not going to sit. I don't know how to explain this. I think sometimes, like as far as the scratching goes, that sort of thing, I think they are trying to get your attention, just for the record. It's frustrating for them to try to talk to us when we're walking around like dumbheads because we can't hear them.
Yeah.
At some point in time, they're like, listen up.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what I felt up there because that's how a lot of my stuff works. I say it right away, but I know there was something in a couple different spots. Actually, I have had a very weird sense of every time I've been in the chapel there of somebody standing off in the back watching in. That makes me very uncomfortable. So in the chapel, but toward the back at the corner, there's like is that an elevator to the left?
Yeah, it's an old elevator.
That's where it is that area. But that's me. I'm not seeing anything. Nobody's like jumping on me or something. It's nothing like that. It's just
I do
over here.
I remember what it was. You said that you felt that there was something that wasn't human up on the third floor.
Oh, is that the chair place?
Yes, in the chair room, and that's where everybody gets scratched.
That's a whole different ball game up there.
Yeah, okay. That was in Creepazoid territory, but I mean, really, for the experience of the place, I would encourage everyone to join us there next May.
Yes.
Make it a destination, make a plan, come be with us, because it is a truly extraordinary place. And, and we will guide you along, each and every one of us, and make sure that, I love the kitty. Unfortunately, we are out of time. I don't know where 2 hours went, puff like magic.
It went fast.
But I couldn't have enjoyed my evening more with you. And in 2.5, 3 weeks, I'm going to have all of you wrapped in my arms, and it will be so incredibly lovely.
Yes,
so for now, it is adieu for now, and see you soon. And so safe travels to the farm. Again, speed dial. Don't hesitate to call me, reach out, let me know when you are coming. And if anybody can stuff Greta into their luggage, please bring her along. Okay.
I'll stuff her.
I love you all with all my heart.
Love you
My
too.
beautiful,
we love you too.
My white witches, my coven, my heart. And with that, thank you all for joining us tonight on A World Awakening. I hope you found it enlightening and informative and fun. And we love you all. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Thank you.